welcome back once again. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And on this special occasion, we're going to be restarting the Coaching Tips with Ben series. It's a series I started a few years ago, and I really enjoyed making these videos. I kind of fell off of it for a while, but to be completely honest, I really do like making these videos. It challenges me in a very different way than what I'm used to with my normal training footage. And I think it can really help people, and if even one person sees this video and finds it helpful, I think it's worth the time, effort, and potential awkwardness for me to be talking to the camera like this. So we're going to work through all that together, and hopefully through this you're going to learn a little bit about squats, a little bit about positioning, and how to get the most out of your positioning to increase your squat. So one of the things that I've noticed pretty much across the board with many squatters of varying levels of experience and technical prowess and comfort with the bar is that glute and hip mobility tend to be an extremely limiting factor, not just in being able to achieve competition depth, but also in maximizing the potential force output at the bottom of a squat. A lot of people lose their positioning at the bottom of a squat, and their technique goes just out the window, and they end up having to grind through reps where they would otherwise be able to handle more weight with the same amount of strength. And so we always want to be improving our positioning and trying to optimize the amount of kind of bang for your buck, so to speak, with the amount of strength that you already have, so that building more strength makes your lift go up even more instead of having to overcome bad positional habits and problems that most lifters tend to have. So with the glute tightness, one of the things that I see very often is going to be a lifter will assume just because they can achieve depth that they have enough mobility to maximize their squat. And the problem with that is most of the time lifters are relaxing into the bottom of the hole, and they lose all of the tension, they lose all of their ability to put force on the bar by getting down there and having to relax certain parts of their lower body in order to get down there. If you are mobile enough, you should be able to hold the tension in your glutes, and it gets actually tighter as you get down to the bottom. It's like loading up for a jump onto a box or just in general. You never just drop and jump. You always kind of load up, you build this tension, you pull into yourself, and then explode up. That's how it should feel when you're squatting. It's always an active start to the chain. It's never passive. I'm never under the bar and relaxing into it. Even if you get down to the bottom, it's not a good way to go about things. So I want to be, no matter where my stance is, no matter where, don't worry about the actual squat positions right now. That's a discussion for a different time. But instead of dropping down or relaxing, we want to be drawing ourselves in, holding this neutral spine and activating the glutes as we go. So at the bottom, I don't want to relax into it. I want to be drawing myself down so that I can put pressure on the bar and should be able to stop at any point of the movement. And that's not just so your squats look better. That's so you actually have more control in the lift, and you are less likely to lose your tension somewhere through there. So how do we work on our glute mobility, and how do most people do it wrong? So one of the biggest problems that I see with people when they're trying to work on their glute mobility, other than denying they have a problem in the first place, is that if you reach up like this and you try to just stretch it so you feel a stretch in your glutes, the lower back relaxes. You are mobilizing, you are stretching, you are getting some of that tissue worked out, but you're teaching yourself this bad positional habit of allowing your torso to collapse. And so the fix for that is to make sure that you're constantly cueing everything to be in line with itself. If I was sitting here, I want to hold my alignments, hold this core neutrality, and then I'm going to bring my foot up, and I'm going to fight for that neutral spine position. Even just a little bit of pressure from here puts a lot of stress on that glute, and you have to, it shows you really quickly how immobile that might be. If you have to collapse like this to get there, you might be experiencing that same issue when you get to the bottom of a squat. And the way to fix that is to square up your hip, square up your neutral spine, pull into yourself, and then pushing your knee into your hand, resist it, and then relax the glute and pull into yourself. Resist it, relax the glute and pull into yourself. And do that for about 2 minutes on each glute every day. You will be amazed at how much more space you can get to where you're getting to the bottom of a squat and you're not having to relax yourself into the hole. You're actually able to draw yourself into a more stable position, because you need to have stability in that position. And so if you are relaxing into it, if you're releasing this tension, if you're not actively keeping everything contracted, you're going to lose your stability, and that's when people get hurt. The opposite to this, the hip, is a very similar situation. You're going to, same general positions, line that foot up, everything is squared, and instead of the hand pulling the glute in, we're going to be pushing away, and then using your adductor, pull in, resist, pull in, resist, while you're breathing, keeping your spine neutral, focusing on making sure that you are always trying to mobilize with the same kind of positional cues and effect that you want to do when you're squatting. You want your core to be neutral. You don't want to be hyperextended. You don't want to be rounded. You want to be neutral. This is where you're strongest, and this is how you stay safe when you're lifting. Go ahead and try that for a few weeks if you're the kind of person whose knees collapse at the bottom of a squat, because a lot of the time you're coming down and your knees are collapsing because you've lost all this tension that's there, and your body defaults to push those back and try to reestablish that. So my knees are collapsing, my hips are shooting back. If those are problems that are happening for you, or if you're just having trouble getting to depth, those two stretches with those cues in mind and body positional awareness can really positively impact your ability to move more weight more safely. And it has been absolutely crucial and beneficial to my own training, and I think it can be for yours. So thank you very much. I hope that you guys found this helpful, or I hope you found it helpful. There are other good resources for mobility out there. If I'm the only place you're coming for this, you should do a little bit more research as well, because I think that, as Mark Bell says, strength is never a weakness, and neither is knowledge and learning about the things that you love and are passionate about. So thank you very much, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.